Hey guys, Justin Silly Gaming here, and I've just got some new science, and we're back in Kerbal Space Program. Obviously, I didn't say that, but you can kind of guess that from the title. And we now have 51 science, so we have a chance to buy some new things. And this one here is what I'm looking at because it allows us to take more than one person up at a time. We also get a new decoupler, we get some adapters to make things bigger, we get struts. And we get that which makes our rocket not fall over at the start. But this comes with more fuel and a new engine which could help us get into bigger orbits. I think we're going to go for the bigger fuel tanks. And with that, we're going to see just how high we can go in this. We don't have loads of money. That's the only thing. We got 70 grand. We are running low on funds. This is Bob's house that I made to do some science experiments. Bob is our scientist. He's not really been in flight. He has been on the floor. We don't want that though. We want to take Bob back out and put Jeb back in. And we want to build a new rocket. Now that looks like a pretty cool ass rocket to me. It's probably not going to work. Let's just check what's going to happen. So they're going to fire. Right, so what we want to do is first just switch these around. How am I going to do that? There. Oh, but they want to decouple. Oh, confusing. And then that. Then there you go. Then that fires. And that decouples. And that fires, and that decouples. Then eventually that'll decouple, and they will fire. Cool. And we have Jeb in, and we are going to call this Science Getter Mark 1.0. This is the proper Science Getter. So I've used Science Getters before, but this one I am a little bit more confident in if it flies. It does look pretty badass. I just don't know if it's going to be stable. That's probably the coolest rocket I've ever built though, so let's see what happens. And we'll quick save and go. Is it going to be light enough for a start? Looks like it is. It looks like it is. Now, are these solid fuel? I'm guessing they are. They're liquid fuel, so that's cool. Look at this. So this is flying pretty damn straight. Just going to try and tilt it a tiny bit. Doesn't seem to want to tilt. It's okay. We're only at 2,000 meters. We can sort this out. Look at that though, that is what you want to see. It kind of looks like a real rocket. Like, apart from all these big sciencey bits that are just thrown out there. I forgot to test the heat shield at the launch pad, which was one of my contracts, but I'll do that another time. So now, goodbye to those. And these two are not really powerful enough. So it was a good try, but that's not really going to do anything. Maybe they'd be better used in space. Let's not tip it too much now. Come on. There we go. Oh, crap. This is hard to control. It's a little top heavy. And we are just about at a height where we can get an orbit. So let's try. Perry 75. Apoapsis can be as high as it wants because that's what is going to take us to the height that we want. So let's get rid of those things. Now we are in this nice light little shuttle, and by the looks of our burn time, I think this engine is not going to be strong enough. Let's just do that. We are looking at 1 minute 31. This thing's pretty damn good with fuel though. We might as well see what's happening to the mystery goo. Yeah, let's keep that data. I don't know if we really can. I want that and to log the temperature. I'm going to take 8 science from that. And then we will close that. Jeb, you're going into orbit again. There is our orbit. We'll just keep it going though and cut the orbit. Like so. And so our periapsis is 70, which is just enough. It's hanging about there. And what we're going to do is just speed time up and get to our highest point. Like so. Let's see if there is any science we can do. So we could do a crew report. We don't get anything for the crew report. We can... What's in this service bay? Batteries. It is a bit dark in here. Let's just close that. See if we've done that. That's not what I wanted to look at, but let's have a look at the materials bay. Anything? There's 5 if we can recover it, but that's not what we want to do because we won't be able to recover it. What we want to do is get round back to our periapsis, and when we get there we are going to make this orbit take us to 1,000,000 meters away. We've got a 20-second burn. That's going to be difficult. Hopefully we've got enough to get home. Lovely view there. And we make sure that we don't press spacebar, but we just fire the engines again instead. And we take careful watch of our liquid fuel. So we're coming down to 70. Does mean when we get to our periapsis to get below 70, we will need to use the tiniest ever bit of fuel. But let's do it. So we want this number to run down faster than this number, really. Which it looks like it could do. I think we're going to be okay. 8 seconds left to burn. We've only used up 20 units of fuel. 5 seconds. We should be okay. Just about. Just about. There we go. Let's check our new apoapsis. Is 1,053,000 meters. This guy is about to go very far, and just to put that in perspective, we are still a long way from the moon, which is 11.4 million, and then the second moon, which is 46 million, and then Mars, which is 21 billion. Probably a bit too far away at the moment, but maybe that'll get closer when it gets closer to us. I'm not sure if it stays the same. But here we go. Let's speed up time. There we go. 1,000,000 kilometers. Sorry, 1,000 kilometers. Here we are. It's very round. Well, that's quite obviously true. Here, we're going to reset these experiments and we are going to transmit them. Now, if we could take this down, it would be great. But obviously, we're not going to be able to recover that data. So we're going to transmit it instead. And it has been transmitted. Nice. Our solar panels aren't really getting much sunlight at the moment, if any at all. Let's reset this goo canister. And we are going to observe the mystery goo. And we are going to transmit that data. There we go. We've still got plenty of electric charge, and that's always going to go up. And now we can observe the materials bay and transmit that data too. Lots and lots of science for us today. This one's going to use a lot of electric charge. It's done. Nice. So now that we are pretty much... Are we past our apoapsis? We are not. So when we get here, all we need to do... Slow down a bit. To drop our periapsis below 70. Which it's doing. So basically we're going to slow down just the tiniest bit for 1 second. And we did it a little bit too much there, but that'll do. Our new periapsis is 29,000 meters, so we will come into the Earth's atmosphere. So it's time to say goodbye to the rest of our rocket. Let's quick save. It's done as good. There's one bit, and if we could land with this, it'd be great, but I tried that and it doesn't work. So, goodbye to that as well. And Jeb now just floating around in his little capsule. As these things fly off towards the moon. And they will probably stay in orbit now forever. As well. Oh no, they won't, because we slowed down before, so they will also come crashing down to Earth probably. So we're coming down, yeah, well over the sea. Near this crater impact, I imagine that is, where the Kerbal dinosaurs lived. Okay, and we're back to about 2,000 meters. We are going to do it even earlier. But there go the chutes. Later I should have said. Closer to the ground, but here are the chutes. And we are just in the middle of the ocean. Can't see any land from where we are. Unless you call that land, but for some reason, that may be a teeny tiny little glitch in the game. You can just about see land over there though. But the sea level is higher than it for some reason. So we fall to the earth. Jeb's done it again. He's just chilling. Drinking his water. A little bit of gin in there, don't tell anybody. We're down to 50, 40, 30, 20, ready for splash landing. There we go. We have splashed. Now, we can recover this vessel and see how much science we got for that. We didn't get as much as we could if we recovered the data, but sending the data gets us 39.8 science. Wow. That is good. So anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a good one. We made a lot of science today. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. Watch the rest of them in the series if you haven't yet, because it'll explain what's going on. Because this game is confusing as balls. So hope you've enjoyed it, and don't you go change.